ಹಾಗೆ ಸರ್ ಮಳೆ ಹೇಗಿದೆ?
ಸರ್ ಮಳೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂತು.
ಹಾ
ಬಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಈಗ. ಒಂದು 15 days ಅಂತೂ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಹೊಡಿತು.
ಹೌದೌದು
15 days ಪೂರಾ ಡೇ ಅಂಡ್ ನೈಟ್.
ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಶೇಖರ್?
ಶೇಖರ್, he is in the guest faculty only in the college, university college. He is working.
He is going to join or yet to join?
No, he is for this I don't have any contact.
Oh God.
Because I am a little bit busy, but maybe he got some link, I think so. I don't know about him. Yeah.
If you got his number, kindly share with me later on.
Yeah, okay. Yes sir.
Then how is the department?
Yeah, it is today actually my son having JE exam. Around 1 o'clock I have to go, so why it is late, I don't know.
No,
this one by at least 12:30. By 12.
Excuse me, sir.
12:30 I have to finish. Yes sir.
Yes.
Sir, with the kind permission of our principal, sir, let me start the session. Sir, may I now start the session?
Yes sir.
I request our principal, sir, to respond. Sir, may I start the session, sir? Principal, sir.
Sorry.
Sir, तुम्हारा voice mute है?
याद होता को? यहाँ कनेक्ट है।
Yes, start. Continue. Start तुम्हारे हैं?
Sir, with the kind permission of our principal, sir, so let us begin today's national webinar on climate change and its impact on globalization. Anjuman Islam Dharwad, Anjuman Arts Science, Commerce and Commerce College and PG Studies Dharwad, under ICAC and Anjuman Shining. I welcome all of the participants from the various states to this national webinar. And the today topic of the national webinar is climate change and its impact on globalization. The resource person, Dr. Dasharath P. Angadi, Associate Professor, Coordinator and Research Guide, PG Department of Geography, Mangalore University, Mangala Gangotri, Karnataka. Morning is not only sunrise, but a beautiful miracle of God that defeats the darkness and spread of light. So the national webinar will enlighten us with a new knowledge on climate change and its impact on globalization. Now, I would like to request our beloved principal, Dr. N.M. Makanda, to welcome all dignitaries and resource person of this webinar. Sir, it's over to you, sir. Meet
And Dr. Dear participants, I have pleasure today's resource person, a well-known geographer, Dr. Dasharath from the Mysore University, from Mangalore University.
Sir,
he contributed the Department of Geography. Here, Dr. Dasharath sir is working in Mangalore University in the Department of Geography. as he has contributing in the geography discipline in the form of undertaking many projects, guiding the so many students, as well as the helping the student in the research and extension activities. On behalf of Anjuman College, on behalf of all the staff members, even recently Dr. Meera Naik also joined. On behalf of Meera Naik sir also, I welcome Dr. Dashrath sir to this webinar. I
Thank you,
also
sir.
other
Thank you, sir.
all the participants, more particularly our very dynamic and former principal Dr. M.M. Meera Naik to this webinar. I also welcome our head of the Department of Geography, Dr. I.M. Mullah, faculty N.B. Naltwar, and technical team, Dr. Barkat and friend, those who are part. Topic is the impact of globalization. I am sure resource person will enlighten the impact of climate change. Globalization means maybe on the Indian economy, maybe agriculture, maybe IT sector, maybe BT sector, maybe on employment. How this climate change affected to the globally in a different parameters on different aspects. I'm sure the resource person will throw light on this topic. Once again, I welcome you all. Over to Barkat Ali.
Sir, thank you so much, sir, for your kind welcome to all the dignitaries of this national webinar. Accept our past without regrets, handle our present with confidence, and face our future without any fear. So now I request Dr. I.I. Mullah sir to introduce our today's resource person on this occasion.
Good morning, everyone. I extend warm welcome to of all geography webinar of our college. I am very happy and feel proud to introduce the today's guest, our principal, Dr. Makanda sir. He is also very active and dynamic person of our college.
Sir, no sound. Hello.
मुल्ला सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Yeah, Mullah sir.
बरकत अली सर. बरकत अली सर. मुल्ला साहब की आवाज नहीं आ रही. मुल्ला सर आपका ये म्यूट हो गया है.
म्यूट हो गया.
Yes.
Continue.
7 years, Kendriya Vidyalaya in Assam, Bangalore, and Goa as a postgraduate teachers, and spent 13 years of the University College of Mangalore. At present, currently from May 2016 onwards, he has a founder coordinator for Fiji Department of Geography, Mangalore University. He has a renowned academician and researcher. Dr. Angadi sir has more than 50 articles published international and national journals with citation and presented about 46 papers, research papers in international national conference. He has specialized in agriculture geography, environmental geography, urban geography, etc., and reviewer of international journals. At present, 8 students pursuing PhD he is under. He has received 3 international awards, including UGIT Excellency Award 2015. He has visited many more places in Hong Kong, Thailand, South Korea, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, France, and Malaysia. He is life member of many professional bodies, UGIT, NAGI, IIG, INCA, Eastern Geographers, Deccan Geographers, Indian Science Congress, Regional Science Association India. At present, he is Executive Committee member of Southern Region Nagi. He is a resource person for many UGC Human Resource Development Center, Academic Staff College, and delivered many more lecturers. He has also chairman BOS, BOE, PhD, also member of BOS, BOE at other universities in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Telangana states. His brief introduction of the Dr. Angadi sir. We hope at all the participants able to seek guidance and observe something from his thoughts. I over to Barkat Ali.
Thank you so much, sir, for your introduction and welcome of Dr. Dashrath P. Angadi and other resource persons.
बरकत अली सर, आपकी वॉइस सर नहीं आ रही उनको। मुल्ला सर,
Some problem is there, sir.
technical problem is there.
Network, yeah, network issue.
Yeah, network issue is there.
Yes.
Just wait for some time. We'll set right, inshallah.
Sir,
बरकत अली सर, और एक बार बोलो।
may I audible now?
Yeah, now
Yeah,
you are
now-
audible.
Yes, sir.
Now it is okay.
Sorry for inconvenience, sir. Now I request Dr. Dashrath P. Angadi, sir, to take the session. Sir, just I will make you as a host. You can share the screen, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, you can share the screen.
Yeah, it is visible, sir, now?
No, sir. No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes? Now it is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, it's visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is okay now, I think.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Good morning to each one of you. Respected principal of Anjuman College, Dr. N.M. Makandar, sir. The head of the department, Dr. I.A. Mulla, sir. And my friend, Dr. N.B. Nalutwad, and former principal of Anjuman College, Dr. Meera Naik, sir. So, very good morning to all of you. This is I feel proud privilege to give special talk or as a resource person for this national webinar. So, the few days back, my friend Dr. I.A. Mulla ji, he has contacted me regarding this national webinar. I was very happy to give a talk regarding the climate change, its impacts on globalization. So as you know that it's a very important task nowadays, what we are facing the challenges, the changes in climate day to day are even though from one season to another season. So climate change includes both the global warming, even though the human induced the emissions of greenhouse gases, and also it results large scale shift in weather pattern, because if you compare from last few years, lot of changes over there in the climate, because these are all disasters in respect of the maximum rainfall. Sometimes there is a minimum rainfall, then the flood, droughts, what not. So many the problems we are facing because of the only the human induced the problems, we are creators. So as you know that some here in this talk, as a resource person, I used to focus about the climatic variables, then the climate change in the excess of natural availability, especially which are caused by the human, the lot of problems we are creators. So as you know that if you take the long back from the BC or around 3000 4000 years back, the earth was very calm. Then now day to day, this is the era 21st century what it started, we are getting the maximum temperature. Then at the same time, it is getting the worst effect on agriculture or what the human livelihood, what they are totally depends on the water resources. Even though some section what we are going to discuss. So here the climate changes are through the human and natural causes or different time scales, and also such as the here the first one, the rapid. What is a rapid and all? Then secular, historical and geological time, how climate is going to be changed, what it has changed, that one I wanted to highlight to the all the geographers. The rapid means the changes that occurs within the time, because normally when a researcher is to find the solution for the problems, so normally has to collect 30 to 35 years data of temperature, rainfall, humidity and changes, whatever the condition which takes place due to climatic change, what normally 30 to 35 years data is what we used to change. So then that's why if you compare last 30 years, lot of changes will be there climatically, because somewhere it is a low-lying area, we are getting flood, then the cloud burst, what we are getting. So if you think that one, lot of changes which we are getting from the variability from the time to time, or the variation from time to time. Then the secular means you see the changes that occurred over a period of 100 to 150 years back. So from the 30, 35, very less numbers or years, what we are taking, the changes are there, the vast or maximum changes were there. So secular means you see nearly 100 to 150 years back, what changes was taken place. So I will highlight here the little bit hiding, yeah. So recent climate changes may be studied by analytical instrumental record of common elements such as temperature, precipitation, that is I hope that you know rain, snow, hailstorms. The reconstruction of climates dating back several thousands of years was possible through the historical records. So how we used to get the changes, you see that last 100 150 years back, or whatever the in the ancient script and all what we have taken, especially the major source what it is there in the historical paleoclimatic, in the ancient inscriptions, the annals and chronological, these are the documents which have been recorded the climate change from ancient time. The government record also it is available, the history records, maritime and economical, that commercial records and all, diary and all, and correspondence, scientific or quasi-scientific writings, and fragmented early instrumental records and all. So from these sources what we have got, lot of changes will be there from the last millions of years back, what was the earth, what it is now. So in this way Normally, when we think about the changes and all, we should not think for the last 2 years, 3 years back, what we are getting, the temperature recorded highest, the temperature what we are getting, the maximum rainfall what we are getting. We cannot predict the climatic condition from the last 2 years or maximum 10 years, 15 years and all. So we have to take it from the long history of changes. So because glacier era was there, when it was the whole world, it was covered with the snow. Now it started to melt because of the temperature increasing or variation of the climatic conditions. So the observation of weather phenomena such as frequency and time of forest, the frost on the occurrence of the snowfall, records of weather dependent environmental phenomena termed as the parameteorological phenomena such as droughts, floods. Even though if you take it, the mostly the phenological records of weather, and also it's depend on the mostly the biological phenomena such as flowing, the flowering of trees, the migration of, these are all, you see that these are the logbooks which they have maintained, the major source of historical paleoclimatic records. Then these are the Christmas carol what they used to keep the record of changing the weather condition or climatic condition. That the old photographs also, the people they used to roam here and there in the snow only or in the ice covered areas those days. The painting along with the whatever the script or the proof what we are getting, we got it from the old photograph also. Those days, how much difficulty they used to face the problems because of this lot of changes what we are taking into account nowadays. So now, what is the historical, the changes in climatic condition? The changes that occurs during the historical times dating back to the few thousand years back. You see that if you compare now, we are getting in the Thar Desert more than 48, 49 the centimeter, sorry, the centigrade of temperature, then the degree centigrade. Now, this is the fact, nearly 48 and all. But earlier, sometime it was a most fertile land. Then now, because of geological, the time which what we are getting, the time scale and all, if you go to millions of years, then you will come to what are the changes, lot of changes will be there in the condition or temperature what we are getting. So in this way, the historical and geological changes in climate can be recognized through the certain evidences. What are the important evidence what we are getting? One is the biological evidence, the lithogenic evidence, morphological and astronomical evidences. So in fact, here, this is the indicators of past climate. In the biological, around 145 million years back, Earth was the this was the shape. It means the continents and all there were in the haphazard. Now what it is there, the northern hemisphere having more land, southern hemisphere there is a more water. Now earlier, nearly 145 million years back, it was like that. The present condition what we have, the where the all the continents were in the place, but earlier it was in the different locations. So the present condition is like that. The amenities, sea animals and all, you see that now it is not available. Lot of changes will be there due to the impact of the climates. Then the fossil, this is a fossils, the hibiscus. These are the hibiscus what we were getting from the, see the biological what we are getting. The pollens also, you see that earlier it was like that. Then here the tree rings also, on the basis of tree rings what we can have the biological changes, the indicators. These are all because this the outer layer, it is a thick, earlier it was very thin. Now because of this, the lot of indicators what we are getting from the past climatic condition. Now lithogenic and all, it is a versus, because you know the layers by layers in the, if you cut the land, then you will come to know the layers, the verruses, then the evaporites, the laterization. So if you compare old beaches and polio river and river terraces. If you have this, if you look into this, the lot of changes will be there. These are all because of the climatic change, what we are getting in the present scenario. So then the morphological and all, the you see that the glacial landforms, the drumlines and all, the eskers, the erratic and all, these are all morphological. The morphological changes which indicated, which change the lot of the climate because it is a depends on climatic condition. Then the archaeologically what we were getting, these are the people they were doing this type of the work which indicates the changes in climatic condition because lot of erosion takes place. Then the cave drowning those days, how they used to go because of they were escaping from the cold season. They used to live in the caves. Then these are the artifacts and all what it was in the past climatic condition. So here, if you see that the lot of changes what we are getting, so the changes which it is occurs, it is not a fast changes, it is a slow changes over the surface. Now come to the what are the natural causes for the climatic change? As you know that what we can make it, this is the terrestrial, the natural cause for the climatic change, the continental drift, you know that. All the geographers what we have studied regarding the continental drift earlier by the even though the by Wegener, his theory what we have studied. So Earth was a in all the continents were together those days. Then it started drifting away. So after the drifting away, the changes it started. Natural causes this is. The changes in climate. Now you see that the India, it was in the southern hemisphere. Now it became joined to the northern hemisphere. So like that, lot of the other islands which are joining in the simultaneously, you see that due to the tectonic movement of the earth, because earth is not a constant, it is a dynamic in nature. So that's why due to the continental drift also lot of changes will be there. Apart from that, the volcanic eruption, because it will emit it, as you know that solid, liquid, gases which it emits from the earth, then it causes the natural, the climatic change. So that's why lot of changes will be there in the air, then which results it will damage the other factors like biological factors, even though the forest and all. Then after that earlier the deforestation what we were started to cut the trees because of that. Then here the land use land cover change and all. So this land use land cover change earlier before 1970 and all, so it was like that. Now what we have started to construct buildings or the settlements and all. Now you see these are the changes what we are, because due to the anthropogenic activities, the people were, because each one of us are those who born over there, they must have the land, they must have the house, their own house, all the facilities, the infrastructure. Because of that, lot of changes are taking place, the changes in climatic condition and all what you know that. Now the astronomical changes and all, they're related to variation in the earth orbit gravitational attraction also. You see that the eccentricity and all, you see the three ways earth orbits normally, the east, west and north, south. So little bit is changing its path, normally the precession and all. Then the from last the thousands of years or millions of years, if you take it, this the oblique of the earth axis fluctuation between 23.5 degree, that is 21.5 degree. Now it is around 24.5 degree with the periodicity of about 41,000 years and all. So this gravitational attraction between sun and other planets causes the flattering of eclipses occurs every 92,000 years. So due to gravitational attraction between sun and moon, the equatorial bulge shifting of seasons occurs every 22,000 years. So 22,000 years back, now you see that the Earth orbit also is going to be changed. This is also the natural cause for the climatic change. So in fact, this one, the extraterrestrial and all, solar output and all, you know, solar flare is a maximum because these are the solar output. The maximum flare is there. The sunspot it has created over the sun, and these are the dark spot which it has maximum radiation and all. The asteroids and meteoroids falling towards the Earth and other planets. This is also the danger threat, or you can say it's also threat for the Earth, which causes damage for this. Then at the same time, the volcanic eruption also, you see that the changes in topography. So changes in atmospheric condition, because you see that the lot of the smoke, which are gases which are coming from the Earth, it causes the pollution. Then it will, because you know, very important gases which are there, these are all very important for the one way what we are using this word lifesaver gases are there, because nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium, krypton and all, what quantity is there now, little bit it is going to be changed because of the volcanic eruption. So this one, you see that the new cone and all, how the volcanic eruption is taking place. Then the old peak is here, another new peak started. So this is the recently what we are getting from November 92, April 93, lava flows, how it flows. Sometime it will be liquid, sometime it will be solid. If solid is there, it will accumulate there only. Then liquid means it will flow in the long distance. So if you take this changes in the topography also. So here, the most of the cases, the Toba volcano in the Sumatra about 74,000 years back, it is a dumped ash in the ground and into the air. The thick deposits from the Toba's eruption at the southern Indian Paleolithic site of the Jalalpur, that is a Kurnool district and all. If you dig a land, you will have layer by layer. It has deposited because of the volcanic eruption. It has deposited layer by layer. So at the same time, if it will fall in one time, it will not make a multiple layer. It will have the many layers, which, so this is also one of the reasons for that. These are the layers which it causes. So then the changes in the atmosphere and all. So as you know that the lot of changes will be there in the atmospheric condition because of volcanoes which are erupting the gases. You see that increased the planetary reflectivity and all, because whatever we will get the sun rays, the reflection will be there, as you know that. The cooling will be here, SO2 is there, precipitation gradually removes aerosols because the topsoil and all. The Krakatau eruption also it takes place. The ash cloud spread up to 9 kilometers, the surrounding areas, that one you must remember. So during this one, the global changes and all, if you take it into this, during the eruption of Krakatoa in 1883, lot of materials added to the surface. The ejection of sulfur dioxide, then also the caused cooling condition all over the world. So this one, you see that lot of changes which it is taking place in the Krakatoa and all. Now here, the land use land cover, if you go through it, earlier the land use and all, it was like this. So totally, because agriculture land was there, the cultivable land little it was, because of population was very less. During the 1974 and all, the hill was there. Now you see that now hill also is there, it has got eroded. Then the maximum, the construction of buildings, then the other infrastructure which causes, you see that the degradation, it is changing the land use land cover in Visakhapatnam city and all. If you have this look in 2005, just you see that how many years, around 30-40 years now, you see this is the condition. Now it has been developed like this. So because one way the nature also is creating the problem in some other way, because volcanic eruption, some other dust it is creating the slow process or the sudden changes which are caused by the nature, that also it will adding some destruction for the nature of the climatic change. As the main, the what we are practicing, the unscientific, you see that in every cities the lot of vehicles are registering per day. If you see that in Bangalore, nearly the 4,000 vehicles are getting registration every day. So you see that the 4,000 and all, then if you multiply it, if you go to the Bangalore, more than 1 lakh, the vehicles are registering every day. So due to that, lot of changes, even the population also, it is going to be changed each time. So that's why this is the bigger, what we are creating the problem. Now you see that this is the fact. The deforestation, Borneo, that country, it was full of forest those days in 1950 and all. Then in 1985 and all, now almost nearly 70% or around 30% it has reduced. Then in 2000, again, on 35% it has reduced. In 2005 and all, again nearly 40% it has reduced. Now 60% it has reduced. Around 20, I hope that nearly 70% it is a deforestation. You see that they are cutting the trees. Now with the modern techniques, we are not using the axe and all, but they are using the electrical or these are the machines. Then easily they can cut it, easily they can export to different countries. Then the earlier, you see that the livestock grazing was there. Nowadays we are cutting the trees. This is also the effect lot of to the climatic condition, changes in climatic condition due to this also. That one you must remember. The climate change in excess of natural variability in attributable to the human activities. Now it's a very important because we are the creators. We should not blame the nature because we are, well, what I told you in the early, because we born over the earth, we need all the infrastructure, a good house, even the good road we need. Then all the kith and kin, they need agriculture or the land, so that we are developing the land for the next generation also. So this process that are responsible for the abnormality in the climatic. One is the urbanization. The lot of thick, the density of buildings which are there in America, it is also coming to the Bangalore and all. Then the certain areas which are there, high urbanization. Earlier, the very less number of people there were living in the urban areas. Now, day by day, the population of urban centers are going to be increased. So due to this, but if you take the most of the developed countries, what they have this condition, the highly urbanized the countries are there, America, European countries, only few percent, less than 10% of people, they are in the rural areas. So, but unfortunately, those are the living in rural area, they are enjoying a lot, because in the urban areas, lot of problems which they are facing. So that's why now you see that there is no space for this other activities and all. Now the industrialization also, because as you know, from 1850 onwards, because industrial revolution when it started in London and all in the UK, it started the industrial era. Then it spreaded throughout the world. Then lot of the emissions which are creating from these industries, the lot of, because if we stop industries, that is also it is a difficult to survive us. So now these are the settlements which it has developed. Because of this also, lot of climatic changes will be there, by the abnormality of the environment. Then as such, the population, you see that the lot, if you compare during 1901 census, because in the 1881 itself, the first census, it was started in India. Now it has up to 2021, the maximum density of population or maximum population what we have, more than 135 crores of population. If you compare during 1901 census, it was very just 30 crores or less than that population was there. Now it has crossed more than 135 crores of people. The infrastructure for that we have to develop. It is very difficult to manage the transportation network and all what we have present. So apart from all the mode of transportation, they are getting full, then it will emit maximum pollution and it is adding to the nature. It is a big problems what we are facing, because only thing is we are the main culprits for the pollution, climate change and all. So this one, you see, wait, yeah, this is the AD 1000. This it will change like this only. If you go through it, in the AD it was less population. In 1,000 years, it started to increase the population. The global human population from 0 AD, around 300 million years back, to 2050, what projected population around 9 billion. It has crossed more than 7 billion at present. If you look into this matter, this map, the probably you will have the how the population is increasing. This one, you see that how population is increasing day by day, because every minute it is adding some population. Then if you take around 100 years, 50 years and all, now up to 2050 and all, it will be having this much of population. That one you must remember. So at the same time here, the rapid growth of world population is responsible for more increase in urbanization and industrialization process. So this is a fact that if we have another 100 years, it is very difficult to get the safe drinking water because of overpopulation, even though the agriculture land is going to be reduced. So in fact, most of the people, those they may not get the food in the future. This is the problems what we have to face in the future. Now this is the nature what it is. You see that what it is adding as a result of these twin process, levels of greenhouse gases such as CO2, that is a carbon dioxide, methane, the nitrogen and all, water vapor, ozone, chlorofluorocarbon are enormously increasing in the atmosphere. As you know that the ozone layer is breaking due to the chlorofluorocarbons. So that one, it is very important, because what we can take the precaution and all, I will tell you, because of these, the greenhouse gases which are affecting, that is the maximum, the problems what we are getting from these. So this unfortunately the carbon dioxide will be there, the methane is there, chlorofluorocarbons, these are the percentage, the nitrogen oxide, ozones. So you see, lot of it is adding to the atmosphere. Then it results the global warming, which what it is, what we are getting effect from these the gases and all. So in fact, the this, you see that greenhouse effect and all, what in the polar areas or in the mid latitude areas, which they are making the food production or the agriculture from the greenhouse, they are making here the floriculture. You see that because of temperature variation, they are not going to get maximum output. Then at the same time, this is also the part which it having the greenhouse effect, the whole the agriculture system, what they have covered the field for the from the greenhouse gases and all, the greenhouse effect. Now you see that this is the what we have to think about the greenhouse gases. So as you know, the fuel consumption and all, so nowadays we are the petrol prices, diesel prices and all, it is going to be very high. So then what effects are there? Even though people will not, even though single person, he wanted to drive the car only, because we are adding some carbon dioxide or in the carbon to the nature, to the air, then it results in the maximum loss for us only, because there may not be a growth in agriculture. Even though people are getting some disease, this is also big problem. So that one I will tell you later. It contributes nearly 50% of greenhouse gases. Which one? The fuel consumption and all. So that's why now you see the condition, the what road density, vehicle density which are taking place not only in the Mumbai or Delhi, but in Bangalore also it is taking place in the small cities like Dharwad. In Bangalore also heavy traffic congestion what we are getting. The chemical industries also they are emitting. It provides or contributes nearly 20% of greenhouse gases. So here, this one, so in fact here, the forest fire also, it is adding some sort of greenhouse gases to the nature. These are all the chemicals which are what we are spraying for the agriculture development. That also it is adding. The deforestation continues 15% of greenhouse gases. The agriculture 15% of greenhouse gases. For the high yielding varieties of seeds, we must use pesticides, insecticides and all. So that is a big problem what we are getting. So at the same time, now here, this is the fact, the CO2 in the atmosphere and annual emissions, it has already reached upper safety limit, 350 ppm. So that means it is a 350 parts per millions to nearly 560 parts per million. This one, it is going to be increased. So during 1750 and all, it was very less, the carbon, the CO2 in the atmosphere. Now in 1780, it has started to increase. Then at the same time, now you see, this is the atmosphere, CO2 and all. Now this is the CO emission, the billions of, now it has crossed nearly, now you see, more than average 350 parts parts per millions, which are increased. So in this way, due to the COVID condition, daily global CO2 emissions were decreased by minus 17%. This is the one thing, but people are dying. That is a bad thing. Being a human being, we should not think that people must die. So the most of the people, they have lost their life and property, life, especially their dependents, the children and all, due to the COVID. But in the other side, it has gained the clean air. It started to make because of this COVID, because vehicles were, it was standing in the house only. In the public transport also, they have not come out from the this one on the road. So that's why minus 17 degree it started. It was there in the during the last year in 2020, compared with the mean 2019 levels. Because of changes in surface transportation, at their peak, emissions in individual countries decreased by the minus 26% on an average. At the same time here, if you see that the annual average concentration of CO2 measured at Mauna Loa as in 1832, 270 parts per million. In 1958, 315 part per million. So like that, if you take it into this one, in 2018, 410.79, 2019, 411.77, but in 20, it has reduced because of COVID. Then again, during 2021 now, it has reduced minus 26% and all. So these are all the data. If you go through the what are the changes are there? Why it is now from 2006, the rapid, the changes will be there in the carbon dioxide, that is CO2 and all. So that one we must remember, because we have to face the problems in the future. So at the same time, next, this is the total emission between 1950 and 2001 in the billions of tons. Now you see that America, what we used to call for the big brother, it is emitting maximum. So 186.1, that is called tons, billion tons, which it is there. The US world total around 4% what they are emitting the gases, the CO2. Then the Canada 14.9. This is the what you can say that Canada just 25% of contributes. It is a 25%. These are the North America and all. The Mexico is 7.8. Then the here European Union 127.8. All European countries. Ukraine, Poland, Russia this much. China contributes around 25% of the world population, and it contributes just 8.5% of the world greenhouse gases since 1950s. So in Indian condition also, now you see that 15.5. So It is a maximum. So now China 8.5 means ours is 15.5, Japan 31.2. So these are all, you see that if you go through the carbon footprint and all, it is a measured greenhouse gas emission that are causing global climatic change. So the developed countries and affluent regions of the world have the largest carbon footprint. The wealthiest countries with 15% of world's population contributes 50% of world carbon. Now you see that America and all, they got independence last 255 years back. Ours is just 75 years back. So even though we have maximum population, then the Australia also, they have very low population. What we have in Bihar, the same quantity of population is there in the Australia, but Australia is 32 times bigger than Bihar. That one you just know down. So at the same time here, if you go through the cartograms represent the countries of high cumulative carbon dioxide emission from 1950 to 2000. So this is the reason the cartograms represent the countries high cumulative carbon dioxide and all. So at the same time, this also, it shows the contribution of mortality as consequences of global warming, the mortality rate and all, like malaria, malnutrition, diarrhea. Then even though the flood related deaths also, it is which are caused here in this country, the most of the areas are in the African countries. Then the little bit in India also, some in the moderate level. Then that one little bit, you see that. Now you see here the wetlands, the paddy cultivation also it is emitting, the livestock rearing and ocean floor contributes carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, especially methane and all. You see that lot of, it is also now in some countries they have banned the cultivation of paddy. Paddy, it will increase the carbon dioxide. So methane and all, you see that. So in this way, scientifically we are not thinking. If you suggest to the Indian farmers, then it is difficult to face them. So like that, even though the cow and all livestock based methane emission and all, so 95% it will add the nitrogen. Now you see that what it will eat, the carbon dioxide, and it will give the microbes in the cow's stomach, break down the cattle feed into usable sources of energy and protein and produce methane. So in this way, just go through it, the methane emissions per gram of protein, the buffalo will produce 404 gram, beef 295 gram, milk from cow 87 gram, the pork 55 grams, the chicken 35 grams. Without the greenhouse gases, earth average temperature would be about minus 18 degrees centigrade or about 0 degree Fahrenheit. These low temperature are not supportive to the sustaining living conditions. Thus greenhouse gases are essential to the certain extent. So now you see that excess of greenhouse gases content of atmosphere being altered by human activities. One is the ozone depletion and all. If it will increase the greenhouse gases, there is a break in the ozone layer. Normally, the few years back, the American, they have blamed to India. The ozone layer over India, it is a breaking. So, but unfortunately, it is that is not a correct, because they also agreed then over the North Pole and South Pole, there is a break in the ozone layer. So we don't know the exact thickness of the ozone layer, but due to the greenhouse gas, it is being altered by human activities, the ozone depletion, and also the global warming and all. So how it will change the getting warm from the year to year, then from the one year to another. Then at the same time, you see that in the Jurassic era and all. So this was the condition, very clean weather was there, very clean atmospheric condition was there. Now in the 1 lakh BC, it started development of settlements, population, temperature started to increase plus 0.1 degree centigrade. So even though up to 1750 it started, then 1950 plus 0.4 degree centigrade, then now plus 0.7 degree it has increased, because all the anthropogenic activities which started to develop from this in the 18th century and 19th century. Then in the now you see that because of plus 0.7 degrees centigrade, now the sea level started to increase. So in this way, see this, it started from this time, then now this is the plus 0.7 degrees centigrade, and later on this is the maximum. Now sea level is going to be increased. That one you must remember. So at the same time, these are the areas which it causes. In 1995 means 66%, 90%, 95%. This is the scientists what they have more certain than ever that global warming is human. It is a human caused. So this one you see temperature anomaly and all during the yes, this you see 1880 and all, this was the temperature. Now it is going to be increase in the normal temperature. It has across, it has reached more than 1 degree centigrade temperature is increased. So it is a global temperature in from 1881 to 2020. This one you see, this is the average, would have maintained this level, but unfortunately it is increasing day by day, this one. And this is the global warming increasing in the average measured temperature of the earth, near surface air, ocean since mid 20th century, and it is projected the continuation. The global temperature increases by 0.8 degree during the last century, of which 0.6 degrees centigrade was in the last 3 decades. So like that, it is changing day to day. Now this is the global temperature increased by 0.8 degrees centigrade during the last 100 years, of which 0.6 degrees centigrade increased during the past 3 decades. Only past 3 decades means the maximum what we are creating the problems, the human, the anthropogenic activities which are caused due to urbanization, due to industrialization, what it is going to be increase the temperature. Out of 20 warmest year on record, 19 have occurred since 1980s only. So in 2010, it was considered hottest year. Then 2012 proved to be even hotter from compared to 2010. In 2014 was the hottest year ever recorded. So in 2015 was very hottest year. The global average surface temperature, it has increased 1.1 degrees Celsius or centigrade above the pre-industrial era. Then 2016 was extreme hotter, global average surface temperature 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial era. Then 2017 was a very hot, global average surface temperature 1.1 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial era. In even though the recent 2018 was very warmer, in 2019 even warmer than 2018. So like that, even though in 19 and all, 2021 little bit changes will be there because of COVID. We are not emitting much the carbon dioxide to the nature. So that's why because of COVID and all, it is a little bit some changes are the negative changes which we are taking place. So this is the condition which what we can have in 1967. It was like this. The temperature, it was maximum these years. These are the areas in northern Russia, in the Russia, even though northern Asia and all, in the Asian continent and all. These are the areas which are were having the maximum temperature. Other areas were very cool because of land is more in the northern hemisphere than the southern hemisphere. So here in 1977, again it had changed. A lot of changes will be there in the global temperature. Then in 1987, again it had changed. The temperature differences, you see that. So in 1997, again it had changed. The progression of changes, changing global surface temperature from 1967 to 2007. Dark blue indicates areas cooler than average. Dark red indicates areas warmer than average. Then that one, you just go through it. This one, what are the climatic change, what effects are there? That one extreme, the weather extremes and all. First one, it will affect the sea level rise. It is as we know, being a geographers, that it will increase the sea level if temperature will increase. The global warming, if it will continue, the weather extremes, if it will continue, then definitely we have to face the consequences. Then the flood, what we are getting every year nowadays, that also it is taking place. That is a cause or what we are getting the effects from the global warming. Then the cloud burst and all, that and all I will show you. The cyclones, what we are getting, the thunderstorms, lightning, tornadoes, then also what we used to have here, the dust storms, hailstorms, the snow blizzards, droughts, heat waves, early spring arrival. Now you see that before monsoon we are getting the rainfall in the end of or in the last week of May and all. The escalating effect also what we are getting, the coral bleaching also what we are getting, the incidences and all what we are taking place. These are the changing rain and snow pattern. In some areas they are there, the changes in animal migration, the birds which are migrating from one place to another. So this is also affects the, if there is a hot weather, normally they used to find the cooler weather and all. So this damaged corals and all, rising sea level, because of that the marine life also going to be affected. So this is the very important. During 1850, 1900, the snow covered fully. The snow covered was there in 1879. These areas. This is the satellite picture. Then in 1901 to 1950, it started to melt. In 1951, 2000, again it got melting. 2000, 2013, only less part of the North Pole. It is going to be in the future. Definitely it will finish. Then definitely its result, the maximum rise of sea level will be there. So apart from this, the changes in the snow extent here, you see these are the projected in the future. 2020, 2030, it will be very low, Greenland and north, that is a North Pole and all. Then the here 40, 60, 2040, very less, up to 2070, 2090, there may not be any snow in the polar area. So apart from this, even though Arctic sheets, it extend that one, it declining from the, this one, it is a declining. What it is declining? It is a Greenland, which what it caused, ice is melting at the rate of 239 plus or minus 23 cubic kilometer per year. So in the same time, in the extent Arctic Sea ice has been decreased almost 8% per decade since the mid last century. The Arctic, as we know, it may soon as a thing of the past. So this is the condition what we are getting. Then this, you see that the how these animals which are facing the problem. Now you see the polar bears, Arctic regions in normal climate. This type, now it is abnormal climatic, it started. Now earlier, you see, this is the normal climate changing scenario due to global warming. Now there is no ice. This is the normal. This is the, it started to melt. Then now very less amount of ice will be there. The polar bear and all, it will have extinction in the future. Definitely it is very difficult to see in the future and all. Then this was the fact, Arctic, Antarctic warming and all, how it is going to be changed. Little variation if it is there, then lot of effects which what we got it from the QuickSat satellites, detected extensive areas of snow melt, shown yellow and red. You see that in the West Antarctica in January 2005. The West Antarctica contributes global sea level rise, that is a 0.36. This part, you see that it is going to be changed. And here, the lot of Antarctica shrink by 33% by 2100, leading to sea level. So around 1.4 meters, the almost these coastal cities and all, it will get submerged in the future. So then the Antarctic ice sheets has lost more than 1000 gigatons of since ice since 2002, according to ice mass measurement from the NASA. That is a Greece satellites and all, what it is to be given. Then the penguin Antarctica and all, they used to be like this before global warming. Then this type. Now global warming, after that it started save the penguin and all, what the banner, what they are holding, the penguins and all. The sea ice has declined over the last 20 years with the rise in temperature in Antarctic regions. As a result, penguins are inducing in the number and abdomining the certain nesting sites also. It is very difficult to survive. So glacier, this in the calving into the sea, Alaska and all. Now it is going to be melt. The most of the cases, though the calving in the nature phenomena, then human-induced climatic change also taking place in the Antarctic or in the Alaska and all. So this is the fact which we can. I hope that. So this one, the glacier Gangotri, Central Himalaya, how it is started to Gangotri Glacier, then how it is adding in the 1780, it was the earlier, now it started to melt up to here. Only little thin ice was moving the glacier. Then now it has started. Indian glacier had shrunk by 21% since 1962. The glaciers had also become more fragmented, which was likely to profoundly influence their sustainability. Then this is the present existing snow cover over there. These are the areas which having the snow covered areas, but other areas which are not that much, you see. Then the snow free world look something like this, free in the future. The only less part of the earth will be having the snow covered area. Now then this is the big problem what we are. Another for the reaching impact of global warming is the sea level rise. The direct impact, seawater volume increases by thermal expansion. Indirect impact will be there. Seawater mass increase by the addition of ice, melt water. So that one you must think. Recent sea level rise, how it is going to be increased. The IPCC predicted a rise of about 18 to 59 centimeters by 2100. Then at the same time, the prediction, you see that if land is here, now it may increase new estimation. So maybe all coastal lines like Kolkata, Mumbai, even the Mangalore and all, it will be going to submerge under the sea if we will not take any precautions for the reducing the pollution. So this is the Malay Islands. Earlier it was big island, now it is going to be decreased. So Maldives comprise more than 100 islands scattered over nearly 800 kilometers across the equator. This is the Malay Island Alana. So next, these are the small islands which are there in the Malay Islands in the Arabian Sea. These are the very few islands nowadays. Now you see that because of the world first underwater cabinet meeting was held by the Maldives government on October 18th, 2009 for about 25 minutes to highlight the danger posed to low-lying nations by global warming. And we save their atoll nation from being submerged by the rising the sea. Maldives is a frontline state, and what happens to us today will happen to others tomorrow. So like that, their slogan, it is a very nice because they had a meeting or conference under the water. So you see that how much they have taken the strength. They wanted to they wanted to tell the world, if it continues the global warming, then definitely we have to face in the future. So these are the conditions in the, if it continues, the Mexico City or Washington DC, New York and all, it will be underwater. So you see that these are the Statue of Liberty, it will be under the water. So you see, this is the condition. If we will not think for the development, or if we will not take precautions, then definitely we have to face it. So India, you see that the coastal inundation, 20 meters rise. Now you see that here the NASA picture which it has been taken. Sea level are rising, which will affect nearly 125 million Indians. There is need to relocate them by 2029. So coastal area, they must vacate and they must come interior part of the country. So you see this Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Cambet, and whole of Gujarat and all. Tarai area will be there. Marshy land is there. So these are all, it will get submerged. Even though Bangladesh, almost it will be under the water another 20, 30 years. So that one prediction. Now you see that Rio de Janeiro, Brazil and all. Now this is the normal condition. Then after 2 degrees centigrade of warming, if it will be, after 4 degree centigrade warming, then the that is a Rio de Janeiro, Brazil will be under the water. You see that this is the condition. This is the same place. This is the area. So that one, you see, this is the condition in the future. Now, even though what we got at the Uttarakhand cloud burst and all, this is the Rudraprayag. This is the whole, on the June 15, 2013, cloud burst was reported in Kedarnath and Rambada regions of Uttarakhand state. Over 5,748 killed and 84,000 people stranded. Nearly 4,200 villages affected. So NASA satellite images of northern India, 17 June, showing the rain clouds that leads to disaster. This one, you see that this is the condition because of global warming. The faster destruction of mountains or valleys, glacier due to the global warming creates favorable condition for the cloud burst. So this is the earlier Kedarnath temple. Before it was like this. After this one, these are the areas. Now after the disaster, it has taken up this type. Now that's why we are getting maximum rainfall in the uncertain rainfall. What we are getting, sometime maximum rainfall, sometime very low rainfall because of global warming. So this one, you see here in the Uttarakhand, this is the Uttarakhand, how they are getting the snow. Nanda Devi glacier, it broken up of the Joshimath in Uttarakhand in Chamoli district on 7th February in 2021. The flash flood in Dhauli Ganga river causing large scale devastation in upper reaches of the ecological fragile Himalaya. So very the important the flora which is there, flora, fauna, those areas. So but everything it has gone. So scientists what they have asserted that warming of the regions due to global warming driven to erratic weather pattern like increased snowfalls and rainfall. Warmer winters led to melting of caused broke off the glacier and snow a massive flood. This is also effects are there. Now you see that the whole, this is the power project which was there in the demolished or in the Rishi Ganga power projects and all. It caused extensive damage to nearly 520 mega watts after the glacier broke Joshimath, Uttarakhand, Chamoli district. So it is vanished. Now it is a condition. Then here you see the villages. This is the what Rishikesh Ganga power project. Then people are watching this glacier, how it going to be affected. Then global warming versus heavy downpours, flood and all. So because of global warming, we are getting flood now. Maharashtra getting maximum rainfall due to the global warming only. So what effects will be there maximum to the Karnataka state. More than 100 villages, they are under the water now at present. Just see that even though this Statue of Liberty also, it will be under the water because that's why this swimming tube they have weird. So definitely that statue also, it has to swim. So that reason, that one you just go through it. So this one you see the heavy rainfall, even though in the Kurnool with the flood, Kurnool town, this is the fact people, they are using the boat in the city instead of bus or car or vehicle. So now you see this is the flood which it has caused due to the heavy rain. This one you see in the Haridwar, Rishikesh and all what they got. This is the condition. Then the extreme floods in India. So Chennai in 2015 they got it maximum flood. Bangalore also, it is urban flood because there is no way. because everything we have closed. We don't have the proper the sanitary work and all. So that's why you see there is no outlet of the water flowing and all. Everywhere what we are using this concretization, the road and all. So that's why that is also a big problem. Extreme floods in India. It's even though Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Kochi, these are all areas which they are getting the Western India floods and all. Because of that, you see the Hyderabad also, they got maximum flood. Mumbai 2020, or even though during 21 also, now recently also they got maximum flood. Then because of heavy rainfall, what they are in the Malin, Maharashtra in 2014, landslide was there. The whole, whatever the buildings were here in the settlements, they have all vanished. The maximum life and property was destroyed due to this landslide and all. So this global warming and cyclones and all. Normally, what we are getting every few years, we are getting now. You see, in 2001-7, nearly during this 6-7 years, nearly 20 cyclones. What we are getting, number of severe cyclone out of that, 12 cyclones were there. Severity. So as you know, almost every year, what we are getting maximum the severe cyclones which are there in the eastern coast of India, that is called Coromandel Coast and North Sarkar. They are victim for the frequent flood every year what they are getting. Okay, so this is the trends the in the occurrence of cyclonic and severe cyclones. The 1890, 1891, the severity and cyclone storms and all. You see that this is the cyclone storm average. This is the severity will be there. So this is the in between. You just go through in this graph. Now you see these are the path. I hope that you can understand better. Now the eye of the cyclone, how it is moving towards over the Bangladesh, or you can say this one, you the SIDR 2007, Gonu and all that these are all severe cyclones. Nargis will be there in 2008, 2012. These are the path which what they used to get. Then the Philian cyclone and all. You see that these are the you see the Andhra what in TV9 and all it has come the severe cyclone. Then the wind speed around 200 kilometer per hour. This is the wind speed which heavy damage due to this the maximum like highway typhoon and all. So because of this the maximum flood it caused in these areas. Then you see these are the path of the Hudud cyclone Hood the in 2014 in the that is the Hudud is the national bird of Israel. Then this is the Vishakhapatnam, how they used to death toll in India 81 people. The avalanches and heavy snowfall killed at least 43 the hikers and guides in the Nepal. Hudud caused nearly 61 death within the Andhra Pradesh and estimated damage nearly 21,908 crores. Then these are the areas which the Titli cyclones and all, how it is. Because as you know that some other countries, what they are giving, in India also we have given some names that and all. The particular country will give the name for particular the cyclone because they used to make, that is the intensity of the cyclone, the intensity, the speed, the path and all. On the basis of that, they will keep the name and all. So they will predict and all how people they are evacuated from those areas from the coastal area because the coastal area which is their livelihood, they used to catch the fish and they used to survive. So but still it is very difficult the few months in India because of every year frequently they are getting the cyclones in the east coast, sometime in the west coast. Just go through it here. The 8 people died in the AP and 0 casualty in Odisha. 3 lakh people evacuated. More than 22,000 acres of vegetable crops, 3,380 acres of paddy crop, 194 acres of banana plantation. So like that, what it is going to be distract. Now you see that very 63 died due to this, the very Gaza cyclones in November 2018. the wind force, it is around 100 to 120 kilometers per hour. Over 80,000 people evacuated. So loss and life of property will be maximum, it will damage. So 56,000 hectares of crop and trees were destroyed due to the cyclone. So about 1 lakh of electric poles, 1,000 transformers, 201 electricity substations, and 5,000 boats it has lost in these areas. Now, this is the Pethai in 17 in the November 2018. This was the cyclone which caused maximum loss in the paddy field. Then many trees were fell down in this East Godavari district. The aftermath or after 17th, you see that the communication service are suspended. 8 deaths occurred due to the cyclone. 50 deaths were due to the chill weather created by Pethai. So you see, these are the areas which caused. Now, the high tides waves crashing on the shores of Visakhapatnam because of, as you know, that the sea waves also which are surfing to the coastal area because of Laila cyclone in May 2010. Then these are the impact of the Divisima cyclone, the Krishna Delta and all, what they have done it, the eroded Kakinada, so eroded beaches and all, the coastal area, which are, this is 1992, 1997. So a lot of erosion takes place in this beach erosion. These are the areas. Gale winds, see that the Neelam cyclone, Bangladesh ship, it has come up to here. Then the many people, they are facing the problem till now. 2020 also they got the lot of severity in the cyclone. The houses on the hillside are almost they damaged. The Visakhapatnam airport is like that. Then this was the condition. The Udakra, this one, you see, this is the Visakhapatnam areas. Earlier, after that, it became like this. So it is a frequent, that is a goon for the people, those who are living in the coastal area in the eastern part of India. This is the crop damage, which every year AP cyclone, this was this much of the crop damage, around 1 crore 35,000, 1,000. This is this one, 13 lakh 51,000. So here 55 lakh 11,000. So like that, lot of Kakinada and all cyclones, which houses damage are like this, human mortality and all, livestock death also it occurs. So this one lightning and all, the more than 100 lightning bolts hit the every earth every seconds, you see that. And more than 70,000 of those take place on tropical areas. An estimated 24,000 people were killed in lightning striking around the world each year. That one, you see that severity of the lightning and all. Then the new research have revealed that lightning is expected to increase by 50% with global warming and thunderstorming. The replacement of forest by urban areas have been causing increasing lightning activities. Then this is the areas which causes the maximum extreme lightning areas, especially in the, this is the 0-degree equator tropical area. Almost all the tropical countries which they used to get the maximum lightning, extreme lightning and all. So because of lightning, the forest fire will be there. Every year we are losing maximum area for the forest. These are the areas which are there. 3 million hectares of forest lost in 2020 in America, and 20 million hectares of forest was burnt in Australia. So this is the main reason because of that. Now this is the death due to lightning on various states of India. The Madhya Pradesh having maximum, you see that, because the Madhya Pradesh, which is located in the central part of India, so that's why they might be not taken any precautions because they are unaware of cyclone and all. So lightning and all, so that's why there was maximum damage in that particular area. Then Karnataka, nearly 1,173 people died. Death was there. So this is the status. Year-wise lightning death in Andhra Pradesh is maximum. Every year, on an average, nearly 20-25 people they used to die. The district-wide lightning and all, you just see that these are the palm trees which it catch the fire after being struck by lightning in Guntur and Andhra Pradesh. Then the many 38 ships died due to lightning in Andhra Pradesh. So as you know, the changes will be there. There are tornado in North America, which it causes. Before it was like this, then after it became like this. You see that this devastation and all. Then Assam adjoining areas and all, how they got tornadoes and all. You see adjoining state West Bengal, Odisha and all. These are the areas which cause maximum the effect in those areas. So this is the snowfall, or you can say hailstorms. The hail is a solid precipitation in the form of balls or pieces of ice with a diameter ranging from 5 to 50 millimeters or even more. You see that it looks like a diamond. So very strong crystal. You can see that. So that one, you just see how paddy field and all, how it has covered with the snow. These are all severe winter. This also due to the global warming. Then these are the areas Washington. Then these are the path which it moves the cyclone, the Great Ocean Conveyor Belt. These are the areas which we can have. Okay, so these are the turtles stunned by the cold weather. For them, they are not surviving if there is a cold. So that's why it is very difficult. If there is not cold, then it is survival is difficult. People, you see that here, the lot of problems which they are getting if there is a lot of cold is that. Now you see the dust storm city in India. You see how in the Rajasthan people used to move, dust storm will come. Definitely it is very difficult to survive in that dust storm and all, as you know, Loo and all. So these are the severity, how it will goes. Then these are the flowers. Normally, every year, Kashmir and all flower show. Now it is very difficult because of the global warming, temperature. These fruits and all now only we can see, but in the future it is difficult to see. These are the fruits. So these are all a butterfly. These are all they are moving towards 20 or around 200 meters since 1970s. They are moving migration where there is a normal weather is there. Then these are the birds extinction. Now they are nest. They have made it during earlier. They have done here. This is the, I hope that you can see. Then now because of temperature they are moving upward. They are upward shifting of the nesting because they want to survive the comfortable weather they want. The plain backed and blue fronted red. These are all you see that. So these are you see the Indian oil sardina, mackerel. Then these are all maximum they are getting the damage nowadays because of the warm climate here. These are all cold climate because of these are all now you see that Himachala apples which are no longer thrive in the lower Kulu, Manali and all. Now it is a flourishing only at the altitude more than 2,200 and above meters up to 3,000 meters we can get the apple orchard. Even though the tree line what I have shown that one that also now you see lower elevation population of American pica species intolerant of heat disappearing. These are all. Then this is the active. This is the normal, the coral, healthy coral reefs and all. Now it is getting changed. In 2010, again, bleached coral. So areas of severe coral area and all in the Indian Ocean or in the Bay of Bengal. So that one, just go through it. The spread of pest and disease. The healthy tree will be like this. Tree with the pest after some years, what warmer climate if it is, then it is getting like this. The beetles, other pest and vigorous damage to the tree. Now, because of that, malaria, dengue, chikungunya, incidences, vector-borne disease, swine flu, filaria and all. You see that the leg, the man leg, how only one small, the mosquito will bite. It is called filaria. Then it is a big problem what we used to get it. The global warming because of heat waves will be there, the frequent diarrhea, they will get the hot outside, shut up inside, they will get, these are the they have to remove the clothes. So such type of condition what we have to face in the future. So this is the death related uh, rise in India. So you see that every year in 2015 more than nearly 2,500 people were died because of this. Then this corn popped here. Now some problem which is getting because of impact of summer heat waves. Then this is it is a melting on the road, zebra cross, what they put a line by the traffic police, it is going to be melt. This traffic signals also, they are going to be melt in the future. Then at the same time, the crow and all, they used to drink the water wherever it is not, it may not be available during summer and all. This here, the people are, they are escaping from the heat. Then the car plastic part, it is going to be melt after some years. Then they are making omelette in the heat itself. Then this one omelette is ready for that. Okay, so mega heat waves in India. Now you see, these are the areas in the tropical area. Definitely the temperature at 2 meters, the maximum temperature will be there. Okay, now this is the, because of high temperature what we are getting maximum temperature. So all the animals which are running from that area, then because of during summer or drought, taking the water from the well, it is a totally dry area. Now how much risk they are taking, you see, the water scarcity. Pradesh, you just go through it. The low quality
Sir, your voice is breaking.
yield definitely will get. Normally what we used to get, now this is the abnormal. Yeah, breaking, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
continue, sir. Somewhere it is breaking. Now continue. Sir, continue. You are not audible, sir.
Sir, your voice is breaking, not audible.
yeah. So in the future, yeah, now it is okay, sir. Yeah,
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 it's
fine.
okay, sir.
a source will be there because yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then this one, you changes in land use, land cover pattern and all due to climatic change. The changes will be there. Suitable cereals will be there. The suitable for the millets. These are the areas. The suitable for you see that they are the shifting now changes in the cropping and land use, land cover pattern. So this the warming about the global warming which have been extremely clear for the long time. We are facing the global climate crisis. It is deepening. We have already entered in the period of consequences. Definitely we have to face in the future. Now, United States climate change conference also, it was held, but it is not enough. Having conference and all, it will not yield any this one the precautions and all. But thing is that the normally the people they are getting the awareness how to stop the global warming and all. So in 1990, so this climate change things could be a problem they used to have. In 1995 like this, the changes will be there, that's all, but there is no the precautions what we have got. The conference on climate change are at the scratch level only that one. Then these are the people like Barack Obama and all. Maybe he's the president of China and all the people, we saved the world like that. They used to be proud, but there is no any effect or there is no solution for that. So it is very clear that what the climate change is not tomorrow's menace. Now it is today's growing catastrophe, and but it is not too late. We can put efforts to save the Mother Earth. So this is the what we have. We are living on the mercy of climate, because instead of the uh, praying the God, we must pray to the nature. That is a very good the method. So at least we must give the respect to the nature so that it can keep the calm, or we can be healthy, we can live, not only the humankind but all the creatures which are there in the over the earth. So this is the still we are protect our earth. We look we have to look after the earth like this in the future. Then it should be teamwork, not the single person can do this one. All the teamwork they have to do it. Then the stop the runway global warming. It is essential to reduce atmospheric carbon dioxide to 350. That is what I told you, parts per million. Time is too short, but it not is too late to stop runaway global warming. It is possible if we have the massive plantation, the protection of forest, development of ideal towns, installation of green roofs, painting buildings roofs with the cool materials, usage of alternative energy technology. If we use, then definitely we can at least we can save the earth. So this is the response to global warming, the process of adjustment, the judicious use of water resources, improved building codes, energy efficient and strong enough to withstand extreme weather events, rising the flood defense structure, growing drought tolerance crops, afforestation. So rooftop, the water harvesting method we have to do it, form ponds we have to create it, contour trenches what we have to make it, then check dams must be done, the white paint for the all the houses, it is a good. Then we have to plant number of massive plantation, roof garden must be developed, ideal cities must be developed, green technology must be developed. Then cycling also, instead of using vehicles, the cycling also must be practiced. So that's why now indirectly we can help for the keeping the save the earth. So this is the roof garden and all. What normally it is there in the Singapore, then Japan and all. They are practicing how much they are putting struggle, but energy efficient methods which what they are practicing. Now you see the bus also over the roof. They have developed the plantation and all. See the stop deforestation, because if we are cutting the tree means we are cutting the finger. So without finger, what we can do it now, we see this is the plantation, latest plantation. Now start the afforestation. That is the only the measures, the grow more trees for the better environment. So these are the steps what we have to take it, improves the biodiversity, and at the same time, these biodiversity can be, now you see that very small, the birds and all, how they have to live, because each one of us, including birds and all, they have right to live over the earth. We should not think that only human can live over the earth. No, all the livestock, every all the life, every life of over the earth, they have rights to live over the earth. So save the earth. Okay. So now, otherwise it will be like this in the future. Then if we are strictly ignorant, continue with what we are doing, we are burning, then there is no option but we have to face the consequences. Record temperature, record fires, we have to do it. Record floods, record storms. Then has what gotten through to me, what precaution can be taken. So that is only within us, we have to take the precaution, otherwise it is very difficult. Now this much I think this much any, so I will stop here, please. So I know that due to the constraint of the time, little bit urgency what I have done it, because now little urgent work also I have to go. I wanted to take my son to the JE examination, so which is going to be it will start by 1:20. Before 1, I have to be there. So that's why I stopped. Otherwise, I would have taken another half an hour. So a little bit sorry. I hope that if any questions, if you have, then definitely I will try to give 1 or 2 questions. Yes. Mullah sir?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
If any questions,
So-
participants can ask to the resource person.
Any questions, please? 1 or 2 at least. So I know due to time constraint, I have finished it a little bit urgent. Also, I have done it. Otherwise, more than 120 slides.
No,
I would have
sir.
not
You are
complete.
justified. You are justified your topic, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you,
please,
sir. Any questions, sir?
so please
Any
make
students? Because the new generation, the Mahatesh Chalwadi, Doctor from RCUB, I can see you, sir. Yes.
I think, sir, no questions.
Now anybody can ask participation question. No.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
This is Manjunath from RCO.
Yeah. Okay. Please.
Sir, actually, your lecture really captivated the audience and maintained their interest more than 1.5 hours. There was never a boring time in these jobs. It was one's best lecture as of I know, because past from so many days I am really seeing this webinar. So you are really amusing and very instructive. And you really exhibited the remarkable confidence in the face of the audience that could have been hostile. Your speech, as usual, provided new insights based on the current research. Your talks are consistently inspire our staff to preserve with their work. So really, it was very wonderful webinar. As of now, what I have seen. Thank you, sir. That's
Thank
all.
you.
I don't
Thank
have
you.
any doubts to ask. Just wanted to
Thank you,
say
Manju.
my
I know
feelings.
that because
Yeah.
what happened now, because
Yeah.
online this webinar is a different concept. It is very difficult because sometimes, even
true.
though, because some constraint, I told you in the beginning, my son having exam, little bit urgency, I have done it. Otherwise, I would have taken little bit another half an hour to complete. And
That's true.
thank you for your remark, Manjunath.
Almost
Sure.
1.5 hours it was there now, sir. But it
Sir,
was
good
very nice.
afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Chalwadi.
Yeah.
Mahantesh. Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
I thank on behalf of all participants.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, you are presented very nice along with PPT and a very good explanation.
Okay.
The wholeheartedly we congratulate you to have
Thank
your
you.
nice
Thank you.
presentation with all
Thank you, sir.
aspects you have covered. It means you have justified the given topic.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
Satisfaction
you
of all
because of
participants.
all your
No.
gracious. Yes.
No, not gracious.
All participants.
That is
Yeah.
your effort, sir. That is your effort. The way
Yes,
of
sir.
presenting
Yes.
things is very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thank you.
nice.
Yeah.
No doubt at all in the given topic to you.
Yeah.
And also, I thank to the organizer to having made us to participate in such a webinar. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I also thank you to all the people, those who are participants. I
Yeah.
hope that I thank to the principal of Anjuman College, sir.
Just a minute,
And I
sir.
thanks to Professor Nalatwad, sir, and even though Mullah,
Still,
sir, because thank you for
we have to
giving me
thank
opportunity.
you.
Yeah.
Just
Somebody
there is
wants
a-
to ask question in the simple because I don't have
yeah.
time. I have to
And
reach
because
near
you are
airport.
running short of time. So,
Yes.
Barkatullah,
So even
sir,
though if you have, sir, if they have any
advance.
query, please give the number. my phone number.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, sir. We'll transfer the
Please,
number
sir. Please, sir.
participants.
Yes,
They
sir.
can
Yes,
contact
sir.
you later, sir. Sir,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so
Yes,
much,
sir.
sir. Really, the presentation was really marvelous and pictorial, graphical, statistical, beautifully animated clips and conceptual, very clear,
Hello, sir.
content-wise, meaningfully delivered about the climate change and its important impact on global change with the three-dimensional images also. So really, your presentation was very appreciable and thanks a lot for your creative presentation, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
A
Yeah.
picture,
Thank you then. So I will.
Hello.
Yeah.
a picture.
sir. Hello.
Yeah, please tell me, sir.
Somebody.
Sir, good afternoon.
Sir, I am in doubt, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, it's I
Yeah.
congratulate you for your excellent presentation and the slides were excellent. You have taken a lot of pains in the preparation of slides. I should congratulate wholeheartedly.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you.
you have very excellently pointed out there is no future without saving the earth, Mother Earth.
Yes, 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 sir.
But
The
here I
only
feel,
thing
sir,
is, yeah,
fine,
okay.
sir.
Since sir is busy little bit, dear participants,
Okay.
we are going to share the mobile number of
One
sir.
point,
You
sir,
can
one
share.
point.
Yes, sir. Because I have to
Okay,
go
sir, one
near the
point,
airport.
one point, sir.
It takes minimum half an
One
hour.
point.
Yes, sir. Shall I quit, sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your good name, sir.
Are
Who
they-
is talking? I don't know. Please.
Sir, 1 minute. 1 minute. Sir.
We request
Anna, sir.
to be,
No,
We are Anna,
after
sir.
half an hour, I will be free, sir. Just I will drop him, then I will
Okay,
be
sir.
free. I will talk. Yes, please don't mind.
Okay.
Yes,
Sir,
I
request,
think Kalpana Hiremat, I think so.
to carry the vote of thanks.
Please. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
thanks.
sir. Thank you, sir. Shall I quit, sir?
Respected. Yes,
Yeah,
formal note of thanks is there. You can just quit after just
Yes,
listening
sir.
a
Thank you.
few lines.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Respected
sir.
members of the management, visionary principal, Dr. N. Makanda sir, Head Department of Geography, Dr. I. Mullah sir, ever smiling resource person, Dr. Angri sir,